All right, welcome to day 3. So today we play Revo and Dynasty. So we're just gearing up now. Looks like Uprising. I can't really tell who else is here. So Uprising, AC Dallas, and I'm not sure who else they're playing, but they're in the pits right now. And what I'll do is actually I wanted to show you guys what the pits are like over in kind of behind the scenes a little bit. But yeah, so last night we had gone and had a little pizza together, watched matches, just talked about what it is that we need to adjust or change or whatever it is that we need to do for our matches. But now it's just time to execute.
Seconds.
Oh, also, really important to have some gloves on that. So, just as a shameless plug, ruthlesspb.com, use MLK10, you'll get 10% off. So, go get the same gloves that I use. So that was a tough loss to Revo. We were able to get, was it 1 or 2 points on them, or no, just 1. And it just, I don't know, they adjusted better than we did. I know that they went 0-2, so they're really, really fighting. So we still have a chance of moving on. We definitely need to beat Dynasty, which is not an easy feat, but we know that we can do it. It's just a matter of executing. We seem to have an issue always coming out flat, and that's something that we need to fix. It is what it is. So we have one match in between ours and the one with Dynasty, so we're gonna just kind of relax a little bit, make sure that we're all ready. I don't have a whole lot more to say, just that we just need to execute, and that's that. So yeah, so I guess I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, so that was a heartbreaker. We were in the game the whole time. I just don't know exactly. There was poor clock management. There were some calls that just didn't get made, but that kind of stuff is going to happen. I'm sure that there were calls that didn't go the way for Dynasty as well, but if we had won that, we only lost by 1 to Dynasty. If we had beat them, we would have moved on to tomorrow, because NYX beat Damage. So it's just upsetting, because like we really should have been moving on to tomorrow. So it's just going to be back to the drawing board, going back, figuring out what we need to adjust. We're still a young team, so I mean, some of those guys have been playing pro. Like, they've won more tournaments than I've played, so it's going to be difficult, but it's not like they're unbeatable. I don't know. It just, yeah, it sucks. So I am gonna go get some interviews and all that, but sorry, I know there was someone saying something on the sidelines. I'm just pretty upset about that. So we really should have been playing tomorrow. But yeah, so thank you though to everyone that said hi. Thank you for those that had come up, and yeah, just I like to be able to meet you guys. So thank you for that. I apologize for those if I seemed like a jerk or anything. So I don't know if it was just like we had just lost, or you know, going into another match or whatever. So I apologize if I did come across that way. I don't ever mean it that way. I just not happy. So it is what it is. So we're gonna regroup, and I mean, I'm gonna go change, probably hang out, watch some games. But yeah, it's not fun. So yeah. So we'll see what we're gonna do. It's just upsetting because we should have been playing tomorrow. But yeah, so I guess I'm gonna be done right now. So I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Hi, Carl from Powerhouse here. This is our new dyno, and what this does is it's like an engine dyno. It dynos tank regs. You can also dyno anything that'll screw into an ASA, an LPR. So let me show you what comes in the box. You get the charge cord. So the charger's built in. This also is completely portable. It'll run all day. You can check everything you want to check. You can charge your cell phone with it. You get the whip. That whip plugs into into that input port, and then you screw your tank in there. This is completely portable. You could carry this on. There you go. Take that right to the field. This comes in a bag, and that's tethered to it, and you can take this anywhere. It's not too heavy, but it does have a decent sized battery and charger in it, as well as all the valves and things that are necessary for it to operate. What it does is it allows you to check your pressure, set point pressure. You can actually, there's a digital pressure transducer in it, so it's monitoring pressure, and then what this does is you can set your rate of fire, your on time, your dwell time, like you would your paintball gun, and it simulates paintball gun fire. And what that shows us, which is really important, because pressure is only one component of what a reg's doing. It's whether it's healthy or not. So what we're looking for is pressure decay. So at set point pressure, how much we drop, which would give you drop off. And there's thresholds you can set in this. So if you're gonna check your whole team's regs, or maybe you're a store and you wanna go through, do a bunch of repairs and check them all, you can set the parameters and then run through. We have green lights good, red lights bad, yellow's in process. And what this was based on was, we have our industrial version we use at the factory, and it's very expensive, a lot of parts. So when we bring it to events, we don't have a supply source. We use the tank that the reg is on. So we only needed half of it, and what we wanted to do is give the ability to what we're able to do with that and see what regs are doing. We wanted to give that same ability to store owners, field owners, big teams, big programs. And so that's where I came up with this, and it had to be portable. So those results are all digitally stored, and they can be output to this USB port and then exported as a CSV file. And that CSV file you could actually put into Excel and maybe run a histogram. Maybe you want to look at, here's what my reg did at this event, now it's done this, and choose to, hey, I need to change this part, or I need to change that part. This basically is what you have to properly maintenance a regulator. And if you just change parts and check pressure, that is not enough. Not with the way that today's markers, their rate of fire and what they go through out on the field. So this is our newest product. It'll be available. It's available now. We're taking pre-orders. And you can visit Infamous's website. You can visit Powerhouse's website. And if you have any questions, just give us a call, get in contact with us.
What's up, guys? My name is Jonah Jamrose. I play for LA Infamous. We're out here at the NXL MAO event, the second event of the season. And so I'm just going to kind of give you guys a breakdown of how I got pro and what it takes to stay here. So it's really funny, like, how this whole thing started. Like, I'm a filmmaker. I currently have a job with First Form. I do their video content on their Instagram, Facebook, YouTube page. It's really funny how I got into paintball. I started out, I was in middle school, and I wanted to make a zombie movie. As weird as it sounds, I wanted to make a zombie movie. My parents were totally against me getting into, like, I found some props online. I remembered paintball, and I was like, if I got this paintball gun, and I put like some red paintballs in there, and I shot some of my friends, maybe it would look realistic or something like that. Long story short, my parents weren't all for that, and the paintball guns were too expensive. But like sometime in the summer, we never ended up making that movie, but me and my friends went out, and we went out and just went to the field and went to go play. Had some of the most fun that I've ever had with me and my friends. And then at that same field, there was like a tournament going on. We had a couple of competitive players, from Boone playing out there, and I was like, this looks fun. Like, I was into sports my whole life, soccer, doing that all throughout my life, and then when I came to see that there was a tournament side of it, I was like, I want to go all in on this. I want to try this out. So I played through a couple divisional programs. I started out with playing 3-man at like Commando Paintball in Green Bay. I started doing that and played 3-man for a little bit. I actually, how I started out with my first team, I was on Craigslist looking for a team, and I hit up a friend by the name of Hunter Osterman, and he started a team from like Superior Paintball. And so me and a couple of other guys from like around the Wisconsin area kind of linked up and started playing 3-man, started playing 5-man after that, got a couple other players from around like the Wisconsin area, Kenosha area. We played that for a little bit, played Black Star Patriot Series. That was our first taste of like 5-man. Went out to Vintage, played a couple 5-mans out there and started picking up the tournament side of it. And then after that, I started playing with the Hooligans. The Hooligans was my first 5-man X-ball team. I started playing with those guys for a little bit. And after that, I was able to play with the Trade My Gun Outlaws. That was my first real taste of like, I went from like Division 4 to Division 2, playing Division 2 with like Joe Cho, Joe Allen, Dave Haber, and all these other, and Kevin Kavanaugh, and all these other guys who started to, who are now still playing pro, some semi-pro, but all these guys. It's weird being around these guys who've all like started to play in the pro division now, but that was my first real taste of like playing at a higher level. So I started playing with those guys, started thriving a little bit more. That team kind of disbanded a little bit, so I was looking for another outlet, and I went to go play with Aaron Tholey from Vintage. And I'm trying to think, after that, I actually went from, okay, so I played with the Trade My Gun Outlaws in D2 for a little bit, and then, the team was kind of like on its way out, and I was at an event with Cody Mikowski, and he was talking, and me and him were kind of talking about, Cody wanted to start a little divisional program out in the Wisconsin area at the Siege Paintball. I trusted Cody. I've been playing around the Siege for a while in the Wisconsin area, and I really wanted to see where that went. Cody's been around the block. He's played with Aftershock. He's played with Trade My Gun Outlaws, and he played with LA Infamous, and he's stuck with those teams. And whatever team he's been on, he's really been thriving. And so I wanted to have like that mentor and that coach, And so I went over there, started playing with them. Started having some success, started little successes, making Sunday Club here, making Sunday Club there, really working. We had our highs and lows, but then once we started to work together as a team, we started to see a little bit more success. But then we went out and started playing semi-pro. The first event didn't really go that well. The team was kind of crumbling a little bit, and I still wanted to compete at the highest level, and so probably wasn't the best decision. But I left those guys and I went to go play with Vintage for a little bit. Got to see the game from a different perspective through Aaron Tholey's kind of coaching style, and he's an excellent coach. Played at the highest level with Aftershock. Played a little bit with Mutiny. They took first in semi-pro. Did really well over there. Learned a lot of things from him. A lot of great takeaways. Made a lot of friends over there, and then I was able to make my way over midway through like the NXL 2018 season. That team started to disband as well. And I still had contact with Cody, and I hit him up, and I was like, I learned a lot from Cody, and Cody was a great mentor, and I was like, I really wanted to continue that relationship and see where that went. So I went back to Wisconsin Infamous, continued playing, Division 2. Continued, putting in that work. A couple events in, we started seeing some more traction, and then we were able to win NXL World Cup for 2019. That was where it really started to hit that, hey, we're doing something right. Things are starting to take shape. All this hard work starting to pay off, and I can kind of see that. After that, I started playing a couple of scrimmages with Cody Mikowski at the Blast Camp. We did a couple scrimmages there. Cody liked what he saw and brought me out to a scrimmage with Infamous versus like X Factor. I got a couple reps there. Just put in the work that I could. The team liked what they saw, and so they asked me to come play the event. Played my first pro event for 2019 World Cup. We didn't make it out of prelims, but I had a really great experience, like learning and seeing what it's like to actually play pro, and the difference between Division 2 or Division 4 to Division 2 to semi-pro, and then ultimately to pro. I mean, there's a lot of like little gaps in the industry. But one thing that I wish I could leave you guys is the understanding that, you know, a lot of people will be like, or you'll have a dream or you'll have a goal that's like, your parents or your friends will be like, oh, you can't achieve that, or you can't get that, or it's some like big goal that you have. You can achieve whatever you want as long as you as long as you're consistent, you put in the hard work, you can make it happen. Like Andy Frizella, like our CEO, always has this great mindset. It's like, you're either not doing the right process, you haven't been working the right process long enough, you're faking it. There's only like, if there's somewhere that you want to be, whether it's professional paintball, you want to excel in your job, your career, you want to excel in your family life, you know, you can do those things. Well, one man can do, another man can do. There's nothing different between like me and you, or, you know, me and, you know, Steve Jobs. Like, it's all mindset if you think about it. And another thing to think about too is, you know, for First Form, you know, I'm a video guy, so I get to go around to all these different events and get to see all these different people who, you know, are putting in that work. You know, First Form's all about real people getting real results. There's an individual by the name of James Lawrence who just completed 50 Ironman in 50 days in 50 different states. This guy's 45 years old. There's nothing different between me and him, you know, obviously in age, but it's all mindset. And he did those 50 Ironman in 50 days in 50 different states. He just blew that out of the water just recently and did 100 Ironman in 100 days. Absolutely insane. So if I could leave you with anything, it's just know that there's no goal that's too large, and if you put in the work, you can get there.